very first comic of the evening, someone I've known for a very long time. She is one of the founders of Los Ufdas. She hosts a mic every Monday night at Flappers. Put your hands together for Nicole Blessner.
I don't know if I can follow Kermit. Yeah. So, I guess how many of you are transplants?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yes, I too, I am one of you. Just, you must be Amanda and friend.
Yay!
Thank you for coming. Thank you. So we'll just like go back for a minute here. Okay, so who else is a transplant? Yes, I am too, originally from Minnesota. And when you moved here, thank you. When you moved here, did you think or hope that you would meet a celebrity? Yeah. Did anyone? Yeah? Who did you meet?
Nobody. No.
Oh, okay. Summer?
There's actors. Ruby Rose. Dat fan.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, the first time I got the monkey's paw version of that, which the first time I came to LA, I was hit on by Ben Stein. He opened with, I wrote speeches for Nixon. I was like, well, I wasn't alive, but okay. There were so many things he could have opened with, like Bueller. Or I was in Ghostbusters too. You know, the lesser of the Ghostbusters movies. Yeah, you might recognize him now by his, angry old man MAGA tweets. Yeah, ultimately we did part ways because you know what? He just did not want to talk about Watergate. Yeah, but luckily there is a show out now about Watergate. Has anyone seen it? White House Plumbers? Yes. It is amazing. They broke in like 5 times.
Yeah.
They were so dumb. But I feel like today they might not even make it once. Because it would start out with, okay, Facebook check-in at the Watergate, hashtag good start. And then they'd get in like a little bit further, right? And it would be, okay, time for Instagram Live, like, hey there, shout out to DeWalt for this collab. DM me for a 20% discount. And I just want to shout out to like all my fans for your support in this endeavor. Love you. Yeah, but then we get, a little bit further, right, to where they're going to pick open the lock. And they don't have the right tools. It's like, oh no, what do we do? It's okay. Let's just pull up TikTok, see what's there. There's got to be some help there, right? And then we'd finish it off with, okay, calling an Uber, didn't drive here so no one would see my car. Hashtag smart. But they also had this footage of Nixon's nomination acceptance speech. And by today's standards, the left has swung so far right that if Nixon were running today, I think I would vote for him. That's just crazy, right?
Yeah.
I do have some exciting news, though. I have finally won over my mother-in-law.
Yay!
Fought long and hard for it. No longer am I just a flash in the pan or Fred's Twinkie in the city. I have achieved favorite daughter-in-law status. And it is not because I am the only one left. No, my mother-in-law, she actually is very supportive of my comedy endeavors.
Oh.
Yes.
Nice.
Having a daughter-in-law who is a comedian in LA gives her street cred.
Oh.
To the Girls in Bridge Club in Little Marais, Minnesota. Yeah, so now, that we're friends, she calls me, to talk about like everything, right? And she has a lot of views on, the coronation, because she loves all things British, right? She woke up at 4 a.m. back in the day to watch Princess Diana get married. And she's like, oh, that Camilla, she is horrible. She just knows how to talk dirty really good and then follow it up with a dirty sex that she talked about. You know, they've said for years that royalty is descended from God, unless you're the King of England and you want to be a tampon inside her, and then you go from queen consort to queen. Yeah, so if you don't want to be kink shamed, maybe don't hang out with my mother-in-law. Yeah, she is referring to Tampon Gate, which for some was 30 years ago, for others just last season. Where then Prince Charles said he wanted to be inside Camilla. You can all let out a collective ew right now. Let it out. You'll feel better. It's like, Charles, if you wanted to be a feminine hygiene product, you could have been one with wings. Yes. My mother-in-law also says that she may be ready to date now. It's been 12 years since Fred's stepfather passed away. She told me, well, I'm still hot to trot, but those dating apps, oh, they are horrible. They are full of catfishers. Yeah. The girls at Bridge Club told me that canoeing is a good way to meet men, but I just don't know if they're the right kind of men. Yeah, I don't know what to tell her. I mean, I met her son like out in the wild. Initially, I was drawn to Fred for his lack of interest in winter sports. And then it just grew from there. His only foray into winter sports was cross-country skiing. That is skiing on a horizontal plane. A little bit faster than walking. Because we are both broken Minnesotans. Yes. So I am really, not quite sure what to tell her. I mean, I don't know if there's like Dexter Morgan types, like paddling around Lake Superior, dropping body parts. I don't want to give her bad advice. So I'm like, what about Facebook? You could look up some people you went to high school with. She's like, oh, I didn't do a lot of dating in high school. No. There was one boy, though, we were both voted most likely to blush. I went out with him once, but either he was blushing or I was blushing, and that is no way to live. So we're kind of at a loss at this point. I do sort of miss like the simplicity we had, like, initially dating, like when there was Blockbuster. That was the very best place to test out, a relationship in the early stages. It's like, oh, your favorite film is Hudson Hawk? I think we should see other people. I can't date a non-cinephile. No, that movie was so bad, no one remembers it. That is not someone you want to hitch your wagon to. Bad judgments. All right, I'm Nicole Blessing. You've been lovely, and I'm just going to give this to you.
Just hand it to me.
I'm just going to hand it to you for the sake of time.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you so much. Nicole Blessing, one more time. And in case you probably worked it out, that Nicole Blessing and I are married.
Yay.
And as long as we're talking about my mother, there is one thing she brings up every time about moving to LA is, have you met that nice Marion Ross who is Mrs. Cunningham on the Happy Days? Every time she works it in. Anyway,